Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, A Life with Laura. For those of you who don't know, I am Laura. Today I wanted to share something with you guys that is near and dear to my heart. If some of you may know, some may not. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So I've been on this journey for about 1.5 years to a better me, taking it piece by piece. And of course, a big component of that was tending to my mental health. So today I just wanted to share 5 self-care tips that I use that help me tend to my mental health, and maybe you guys or someone can use it or get some inspiration from it if you're stuck and don't quite know what to do. I am by no means a mental health professional. These are just strictly tips that I know helped me, so stay tuned so you can hear it. Okay guys, so we're going to hop right back into it. So like I said, these are 5 tips for self-care that aided in my mental health. So of course, my first and foremost, most important is my spirituality. I cannot mention anything about me getting better without mentioning my spirituality. My spiritual relationship with God has gotten so much better. Last year I feel like it was really my test. It pushed my faith to the limit where I felt like I was about to break, and I really did, but I didn't. So my study habits are better and more routine. I can study something and meditate on it. I think about the material I'm studying, what does it teach me about God? What does it teach me about Jesus? What does it teach me about me? You know, how can I use what I'm learning or what I'm reading about for me personally, and that's what, when we learn anything, right, we want to find the application in it. If we're doing something, like if we're reading a self-help book, if we're in school, when we're in nursing school and we're in biology or A&P or something like that, we're trying to figure out, how can I take this information, learn it, transcript it or transform it or however, and put it in my head so that when I'm in a situation, I can use this information, right? It's the same thing when it comes to spiritual studies. So that alone has made me more grounded spiritually. Like I said, it has strengthened my faith. That worldly saying, leave it on him or give it to God. I can't think of the exact word the exact saying I'm trying to think of, but you get what I'm saying. Like, that is it's easier said than done, right? But I feel like last year really taught me to do it. And when you do it, it's hard, but you get this peace, like, that you cannot explain. And then things get taken care of. Your blessings come with no pain. Like, it's beautiful. So that is my first thing. And I will say, as a disclaimer, for my next 4 things, my spirituality has had a part, whether me praying about it, choosing how to go about it, so that it can aid in my spirituality or won't take away from my spiritual time. Everything revolves around my spirituality. So that is tip number 1. Tip number 2 is journaling. So I just discovered journaling this year for myself. I've always known about it. I am a Happy Planner fan. I knew that they had guided journals, but I didn't, like, who wants to use that, right? I don't know, but this year, when I started in January, I believe, it was, sometimes I would get so wrapped up in a situation that happened, and it will be in my mind. And I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I get to a place where I'm thinking about a situation, and it usually is a bad situation. I'm thinking about a situation from A to B. Like, I mean, A to Z. I have to play it out. If the situation started when I woke up, I'm thinking about it from when I woke up. I'm thinking about the words that I said, the words that they said, the words I should have said, the things I could have did, what I should have did instead. I should have slapped you. Whatever. I'm thinking about that, and guess what? I never get to Z. I'm always starting it over in my head. Something else is coming in there, a task, something I got to do for the kids, or emotion take over, and then I'm going back to point A and trying to work my way back down. So I remember one night I wanted to pray and I couldn't get it out. I just could not get it out. And my mind kept swarming. It was just, it was too much. My mind was just too occupied. And I wrote my prayer down. And I was like, God, this is what I'm praying for. I want this. I want this. I don't want to feel this way. I want this pain taken or to be coped with. I want to feel this. I want to be better with you. I want to do this. I want to do this to my ministry. And it felt so much better. So when I realized when I would get to that point where my mind is just wondering, I would just write it down. I would write down what I felt. If I wanted to say something to that person, but I didn't want to say something to that person, if you catch my drift, I wrote it down. And then I met a friend who is in Washington, and she had her own self-care business, which included journaling for self-care. And she invited me to her clubhouse room, and I love the space. So now I am there Monday through Friday, every morning. And now I moderate on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I moderate the room for myself, and I love the space. She always starts off with something that you're grateful for, which I love because it's at the beginning of my day. So you can always think of all the bad things that can happen, anxious or anxiety filled events that are coming up, or you know what, I just don't want to be at work today. You can feel that, but to start your day off with gratitude is amazing, because then if you get too negative or go into this wormhole of negativity, your gratitude or the things you're feeling grateful for can bring you back up. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I love that. And then her last prompt is always a self-care prompt, which I'm all about self-care, of course, duh. So I love this space. I also use a guided journal from Happy Planner at night. Sometimes I use the guides. Sometimes I scratch them out and I just write what I'm feeling. But I love it. I can put it down on paper, and half the time, to be honest, if it's something negative I'm feeling, once I put it on paper, I literally have left it there, because I'm usually one to dwell on negative things, especially if I had a bad experience or a falling out or an argument or fight with someone I love. I'll dwell on it. I'll sit on it. I'll cry about it, thinking I'm about to lose that person. And I still don't want to feel that way, but putting it on paper makes me feel so much better about it. So that's what I have got out of journaling. And it doesn't always have to be negative. It can be positive things. You might not feel that you have any positive things, and then once you write it down, oh, I do actually. So journaling is all around a self-care. It can aid you in anything: mental health, physical health. You can journal about your physical health. You can journal about whatever, medications, whatever. If you're in school and you just need the frustration, I know nursing school brought a lot of frustration. You can journal about whatever. So it is universal, but it is one of the self-care tips I use to aid in my mental health. So right along to number 3, creative planning. Yes, that is my jam. Okay. As I said before, I think I stated in my intro video, creative planning I've known about it since, I want to say 2018, 2019, but I didn't really start using it till last year when me and my ex-husband separated. And I was just like, okay, how am I going to get this together? I'm a single parent now. What am I going to do? How am I going to get all this stuff together? How am I was just freaking out. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can use my planners. And oh yeah, at that point I had already bought 15 some sticker books, but they were just sitting. So I started using them, and I can honestly say since last year. So I've probably planned in my planner every week for a year. And I'm so proud of myself because, like I said, I've had planners for a couple years, and I had this one it was like a wellness planner. I didn't use the whole year, okay? I did not touch it the whole year. So to have a planner that I've touched every week for a year, and now I have multiple planners. I would have never thought that would be me, but now I have multiple planners. I'm in love with the process. You get, when I sit down and I plan and I use my stickers, it's something about putting the stickers on the paper and color coordinating. And to me, I look at the balance of the page, like the stickers on this side versus the stickers on this side, or the stickers for this day. How is it set up? So I'll set the stickers up for this. Like, it's like I don't know, it's like an algorithm or something for me. I don't know. It's just amazing. And you get to hyper focus on something. My mind doesn't drift. I get to focus. I get to plan out my week so I can know at a glance what it's going to look like, or what I plan for it to look like. Of course, life happens. Sometimes it doesn't go as planned, but I get to put it all down on paper, and I get to see, I schedule when I need to make phone calls, when I need to call and make doctor's appointments, when the doctor's appointments. I schedule naps. I schedule what day I'm going to clean what room, because I used to try to clean front to back all in one day. It's too much now being a single parent, because I don't have the help as much. So now I schedule. This day I'm going to do the bathrooms. This day I'm going to fold the laundry. This day I'm going to vacuum. And it works out. Some weeks I just be like, forget it. Okay, especially if I'm PMSing. Okay, but most weeks it works out, and I love it. I love it. I never thought I was a creative person. I never thought I was good with putting colors together, putting a plan together, or format, or layout, whatever you want to call it. But I found it in creative planning. Like, I probably couldn't do it anywhere else. Like, with my room and things, I've got my room is a bunch of everybody ideas that I put together. But my planner is all me, and I think that's why I love it too. It's something about being creative that just, I don't know, it releases the happy chemical in my brain. I don't know, and I love it. So yeah, it brings a calm, it brings a peace as well. And it helps me escape for a minute. That is like my little escape. Even if I'm recording it for YouTube or whatever, I still feel that escape. So my fourth one is therapy. I started therapy in January, and I feel like growing up, I can't say that my parents ever said it, but I just got this general feeling like therapy isn't for Black people. Isn't for Black people. Black people don't do therapy, and some other things. And I felt that way for a while. Like, even when I was married, I probably brought it up, but I didn't have a full conviction that that's what we should do. But now, baby, okay, I love therapy. I love my therapist. She had asked me to go to once every 2 weeks instead of every week. I'm like, no, sis, no. I love it because you get an unbiased opinion. You get suggestions. You may find out things about yourself that you knew, but you didn't know that there was a name for. She helps me find out my triggers. A lot of where my anxiety or negativity, a lot of where it originated from. Like, it has been amazing. And sometimes she don't. Sometimes she just allowed me to vent, and she's like, yeah, I feel you. Like, yeah, I understand, She's not afraid to tell me when I'm wrong. So I don't know. I just like the unbiased part. Like, when you talking to your friends, that's great, right? When you talking to your friends, they're like, yeah, girl, because I did this, and I went through this too, which is fine. Do not get me wrong. I have no problem with that, because I do it. I talk to my friends, I talk to my family members, and especially let's not be talking about a man, honey. I'm like, yeah, because you know what I know. You know what I've been through. But it's something about having that therapist, and she doesn't know, you know, she's getting to know you, but she doesn't know anyone else whose story you're talking about, and she can tell you from an unbiased point. And when she's telling you like, no, the other person had a point, you should have listened, or the other person was right, you can tell it's unbiased because she's never met the person. All she's getting is your side of the story, and she still can see that the other person, you know, was valid in a point or in all. So therapy is definitely it. It's so many therapists out there, so many ways you can get therapy. Zoom, you can go in person. They have better help. They have it's so many avenues to therapy, and insurances are starting to cover it more because they're realizing no, mental health is a really big thing now, and it is not just associated with one race. So look into it if that's something you are interested in. My fifth one is you guys. So my YouTube and IG channel brings me so much excitement. It is my time consumer. It's my baby. It's my little business I'm birthing. And no, I have not monetized off of it yet. Right now, it is strictly to share my journey and hoping others travel with me and share their journey with me. But it is my little, you know, my little business, right? I get to create content I want to create the way I want to create it, when I want to create it. I get to edit it and bringing it to you guys. It is a lot of work just recording and editing alone. It's a lot of work, but I love it. I love when I put things out because it's like you sit back like, that's mine. Like it kind of gives you the feeling when you have a kid and they do something that make you proud, like I did that. So that's how it feels. It is time consuming. I'm still working on how to be in a place where I'm constantly creating because I do want this, you know, to keep rolling. So it's hard to be in a place right now. I'm trying to find a balance of keeping social media in its place, but knowing that the things that I am doing with social media does deserve a little bit more time than if I was just scrolling social media, if that makes sense. So all of these things, like I said, my spiritual relationship, pray, study, spirituality, journaling, creative planning, therapy, and my YouTube and IG channel, all of these are the self-care tips and tricks, self-care items. Some of them you might not even look at as self-care, but it is tending to you personally. If it brings a joy, a type of peace to you personally, it's self-care. And honey, it is tending to your mental health, okay? And when I need some time from IG and YouTube, I take my time. Even though I just started a couple weeks ago, I needed some time. I think I didn't post for like a week. I needed that time. I needed to be away from it because I was in a really negative space and I didn't just want to put out anything. So now I'm back in the space where I'm happy about filming. I'm happy about what I'm putting out. Today I'm recording on a day that I usually don't because I'm happy. I was looking forward to record. So yeah, those are my tips. I will probably have more to come, more things that does look like self-care or that does ring a bell for self-care. But like I said, many people probably won't be like, oh, I didn't think about that as self-care, but it is. If it's tending to you, something you love to do, it's self-care. So those are my 5 things that I have been working on to tend to my mental health. And my journey is still going. I hope more of you can join me. If you are already following me, thank you. Won't you drop in the comments below what some of the self-care tips you have done in your that you have created to help in your mental health. Drop any comments below. If you have any questions, you can shoot me a DM. You can follow me on Instagram at _life with Laura. Hit the subscribe button below and the bell next to it so that you're able to know when I come out with another video. Again, I thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for coming to listen with me. Thank you for sharing this intimate moment and space with me. Thank you for being present. I thank you. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.